This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the notorious racist streamer known as Chud the Builder. His government name is Dalton Everly. Now, let's see. Chud is a man that is 28 years of age, Caucasian. He is a Tennessee native currently. And we'll give you a little background about Chud. Chud is infamous, or should I say famous, according to who you're talking to. They might have something to say about that. But Chud is known for basically going throughout the community, rage baiting Black people, calls them the N-word. And then when they respond, he says they have low impulse control and they are chimping out. So he is implying that they are monkeys. Another racial slur, racist slur, I should say. So that's what he does. And he has made a history of that, and he has earned lots of wealth. However, this is where the story changes for young Dalton. Well, like I said, Dalton is known for posting things, lots of racist content. And he told the people that the next Black person that runs up on him, he's going to basically split their wig, pop their top, blow their brains out. And so on May 13th, I believe it was, of this year, 2026, he had an altercation of sorts. Now, in order to tell you what happened on May 13th, I got to tell you what happened 2 or 3 days before that. Now, Chud was eating in a steak restaurant in Tennessee, I believe it was. And he decided he was going to start streaming. Now, because they know him for his reputation precedes him, they already knew who he was. So they told him he could not stream in their restaurant. And he said freedom of speech and all this other stuff. And he said they can't deny him service. And they told him that they can deny anybody service. It's at their discretion who they serve in their restaurant. Okay. Now he ordered up $400 of food. He ate the meal. And then he started trying to stream again, so they asked him to leave. He said if he leaves, if they're kicking him out, he's not going to pay for the food that he ate. So he left. Now, I don't know what made Chud think or believe that he could just strut up and down the street for about an hour without any consequences. So he decided that's what he was going to do, and that's where the police found him in the general area. And then at that time, they arrested him for basically fleeing the restaurant without pay. Now, he gets out, goes to jail. He gets out on a $5,000 bill. Now, you would think that you would want to stay out of trouble at that point. Not Chud. Chud goes to court on May 13th for some other issues that he was having, some other cases. Now, while he was there at the conclusion of that let's say that hearing or the case, his business, whatever his legal issues was, he basically exited the courthouse and had an encounter with the victim, and I believe his last name is Fox. I'm not certain. Somebody can check that and find out. But let's say the victim, he was a disabled veteran. Now, the man in question, the victim of who I'm speaking of, happens to be a black man. Now, him and Chud had some words, and Chud decided that he was going to walk away. Now, video picks up the video cameras that are on the courthouse and the surrounding area picked up this said altercation. However, they could not hear the audio. So, I don't know if the victim was confronting him about something that he said prior to their encounter regarding people of color, black people, members of the black race, or if Chud was doing what he is known to do, basically trying to antagonize this black man by using the N-word. No one knows for certain what took place other than the participants. Now, for some reason, Chud started to walk away. This is what the video shows. Then Chud turns back around. The victim approached Chud. Chud went to go in his pocket. He claims that he was reaching for his mace, the bear mace that he is known to walk around with, that in his trusty pistol. When he reached for his weapon, the alleged weapon, the disabled veteran snuffed him, punched him.
His name is Fox.
And they started to tussle. So, Mr. Fox and him had their altercation, and apparently, I guess video shows this, but what's the name was getting the better of him. No, what's the name? Chud was getting better. Join the meeting. Sean was getting the better of the victim, and then he decided to pull out his pistol, and he hit the victim 5 times. Now, both of the individuals went to the hospital for their injuries. Chud was taken out on a stretcher, and at that time, asked him about his injuries. Were they due to his own gun or not? So he must have got hit with one of the bullets that he fired. It must have ricocheted and it hit him in his forearm. Now, the other one was airlifted to a hospital. Now, thank you, Jesus. Everybody's fine. Now we find out that Mr. Everly has been arrested for attempted murder. Now, Mr. Everly told the people on his live stream that the victim, he told the what's called the paramedics, that the victim had attacked him. And even when he shot him, he continued to pummel him. So Chud's story is, it was self-defense. Of course, video says otherwise, but he's going to get his day in court. Now, just to let you guys know, the judge decided that he was going to set his bond at $1.25 million. And then later, they reduced it to $1 million. Okay. Chud had a benefactor of sorts that came forth, and he said that he would pay the bond. Upon learning this, the judge decided that, okay, but you're going to need to get 10 different bondsmen, because he wasn't going to allow one bondsman to take that risk of that $1 million fee. So he said he needed 10 different bondsmen. Okay. So Judge Lawyer said that there was only 2 of 20 bondsmen in that area, in that state, that wanted to work with Chud, take Chud's business. So he asked the judge to reduce the amount of bondsmen to 2. And the judge told him, no, still got to get 10. So, needless to say, they only got 2, you need 10. So, Chud is now sitting in jail because he can't get 10 bondsmen. That's where we're at, and that sets us up for tonight. It's important that you know Chud has some sympathizers, some supporters, and one of them, the infamous Jake Lane. He was held in contempt of court because he decided that he was going to get verbal in the courtroom during the hearing, during the procedures, when the judge said there would be no noise or no type of response from anybody that wasn't directly involved with the case. So he got found in contempt of court. Now, poor Jake Lane. So Jake Lane decides that he is going to take to Texas, and he's going to make his feelings known in another highly publicized trial. And this is the Carmelo Anthony trial, which we will cover next week. We're not going to talk about it tonight. I just want to tell you the activity of the individuals of tonight's story. So, that being said, got to tell you guys, there's a lot of BS taking place in America right now. I don't have no faith at all in our judicial system right now. I don't trust the individuals that are in those positions of power. I don't trust them. Now, let's get to this. Let's talk about Chud. Let me get my notes up. Open notes. All right, guys. We got Sean, we got Bird, we got Gregory, we got Robert, we got Patsy. And we're probably going to get some other individuals to join us as we start this discussion. Now, guys, again, let's keep this in mind. It's a full panel. Let people answer the questions that are being asked. Please do not present any additional questions. If you have things that you want to add, put it in your answer. But let everybody answer the questions that are being asked. And don't worry, the questions are set up so it's going to help navigate this conversation. All right, let's have a discussion. All right.
Are we recording already?
All right. All right, so everybody mute your backgrounds until you're called on. All right, question number one. Why would any mentally sound member of the white race set out to antagonize Black people by addressing them as the N-word? Let's start with Gregory.
The world is a stage, and even for him to pick the name Chud the Builder, and you know the definition of Chud, with him
Enlighten
being.
us.
1 second, let me pull it up. The definition of Chud. It is a insult for a boorish, unpleasant, unintelligent, or antisociable person.
Well, it doesn't seem like he thinks that much of himself if he's going to take on that title.
Exactly. So it seems like it's that's why I said the world is a stage. It almost seems like they're putting this person in front. They're trying to rage bait us into a race war once again.
Mm,
Even with the Jake Lane guy being a part of the January 6th rioters. And you know how I feel about that. I feel like Nancy Pelosi and everybody allowed that to happen. So when you're saying you're bringing back these people that perform on the world stage in front of the media to rage bait people, and these are the results. You get innocent people that end up getting hurt in the line of them doing their stage activities, but these people are doing this stuff on purpose.
mm. Okay, sounds like birds of a feather flock together. Okay, got anything else to add?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Robert, why would any mentally sound member of the white race set out to antagonize black people by addressing them with the N word?
Some people have a choice of getting high. That's their choice. That's their rush. They sometimes do it only just for that sole purpose, just to see the black person's reaction.
Okay. Patsy, what's your perspective?
I kind of agree with Robert that said hi, and that's really not a sane white person or any person of any race that would actually address somebody as such. It's like you're calling someone Spanish, um, quote unquote, a spig to say to be racial. It's like, it's not okay. You're not really thinking in your race is really. That's where you're coming from.
Hmm. Okay. Sean, what's your perspective? Why would any mentally sound member of the white race set out to antagonize black people by addressing them as the N word?
Well, I mean, it's what they feel in their heart from Jump Street. But now, with the climate of the world today, there are certain things going on in life that's giving them the right, as they think it is, the right and the cojones to do so with no type of consequences that they're really concerned about.
Mm,
So you only speak what's in your heart.
Mm, true.
okay. Bert, what's your views on this? Why would any mentally sound member of the white race set out to antagonize black people by addressing them as the N word?
I don't believe that first off, they're not mentally sound because mentally sound will be more, understanding and not utilize that resource. But I think it's just an antagonizing tactic to get a response to, again, they may pull out their gun to shoot and kill, or they may just be looking to get beat up and call police to lock them up. So I don't know. I think it's just a tactic to try to take that person down. So That's just what it is. It's not mentally sound person that's doing that. That's a mentally challenged person that is using race to, racism to handle issues like that.
I agree. I also agree with Sean. This is what's in these people's heart. This is what they're made up of, and this is why they find great peace in behaving as such. Now, little fun fact, if I did not mention this and when I set it up earlier, Mr. Everly has a passion for brandishing both his beloved pistol and bear mace. So he goes around rage baiting people of color, members of the black race, because he feels that he will be protected by his pistol and the law. Now, guys, it's important to know that Tennessee is where it's one of those stand your grounds states. So, I just think he got an inkling for shooting black people. He craves it. He wants to do it so badly. So he puts himself in those situations. But at heart, he's nothing more than a hoodless card carrying member of the Ku Klux Klan. That's how I feel about Mr. Everly and other people that take on that task. And again, and let me be clear about this. A hate monger comes in several different shapes, colors, forms, so they can, well, they know they can. There are hate mongers in every race and every nationality. Uh, it just so happens that Chud the Builder happens to be a white racist showing his ass at this time. Um, does anybody else have anything to add?
Uh-uh.
All right. Question number two. Question number two. Which of the following terms best describes the intent of Chud the Builder's racist streams? Freedom of speech, what you call it, shock syndrome, or shock value, or entertainment. So again, which of the following terms best describes the intent of Chud the Builder's combative racist streaming? Shock value, entertainment, or freedom of speech. Now, guys, before we go on tonight, forgive me if I refer to this individual as Chad, because there is another copycat of him that is frequenting the internet right now, and he calls himself Chad the Antagonizer. Yeah, so we got a lot of people that copycat in this behavior. But that is the question. Sean, I'm gonna go to you first. Do I need to repeat the question, or do you have it?
I got it. I would say all three. Um, but if I had to, if there was only one answer, then I would go with more of antagonizing,
Hmm.
and that's just to get, you know, is if I went with antagonizing, it would be more to get clickbait and get his revenue up on his page. But overall, I believe he does this for to antagonize, instigate, and for shock value.
Okay. So the three freedom of speech, shock value, and entertainment. So you think it's all of the above?
Yes, sir.
All right. Patsy, what do you say? Which of the following terms best describes Chud the Builder's intent with his racist streaming? Freedom of speech, shock value, or entertainment?
I'm gonna agree with Sean, like all three, because he's trying to entertain himself and like-minded people,
Yes.
and he's saying it to people to kind of like shock them. And it's like, but I don't think shock really um does what he's doing justice by antagonizing. It's like, because like, even if I heard that, I might excuse you. Like, not in shock, but like, I guess disbelief and shock is almost the same thing. But it's like, why would you say that? It's like, just to tone that, and yeah.
Well,
Especially if you got friends that are black and you're around when this person is saying that, it's like, really, you're gonna offend not just a black person, but people that are truly friends with the black community. You know what I'm saying? So
My boy.
yeah.
Hello.
okay. Bird, same question. Which of the following terms best describes Chud the Builder's intent for his racist streaming content? Uh, is it freedom of speech, shock value, or entertainment?
I'm gonna go with all three, but I mean this. I don't know. I follow this retarded guy that his name is Manti Media, and he goes and antagonizes the police for content. And I hate to say, the black community is great with this. He's calling women bitches and telling people these wives are gonna suck his thing, and black people are entertaining this. They love it. So I'm not really a fan on none of these clowns that are doing this for attention. You know, he's just looking for attention, and I think the white community's entertained by it. I'm sure the black community is not. But that's the wave of the world now, and social media and putting all this stuff online. It's just we're losing our sense of reality, entertaining by following these people and being okay with certain shit. So it's not just the white people doing it. This is, I don't even know if it's race based. It's the way of the way of the future or the wave. They do it in New York. They antagonize the police all the time on video, hoping to get smacked. So now you got a lawsuit.
Hmm.
He's hoping to get punched in the face so he can pop a shot and get away with it because he's been assaulted. And certain states have certain laws that are okay with that. You go to Florida and you threaten me and I feel threatened, I can shoot you and I'm okay with it. You threaten me, you assault me, I can flat out just shoot you. Stand your ground is a big law in Florida that many other states don't follow, but some people take advantage of that.
Okay. Gregory, what do you say?
I would hate to say it was freedom of speech. It's definitely the last two. Because I'm gonna tell you why it's not freedom of speech.
It
When you
is.
go out there and you disrespect somebody from the LGBTQ community, you call them that slur, you're gonna go down for a hate crime. So the
No, you will
same
not.
way that they feel for that community should be the same way they feel about this case right here. This is a white person that's known for being racist. This is a hate crime at this point. You're going out there calling that man a nigga. You should be locked up for a hate crime. Same thing that they do for the LGBT. It's not freedom of speech. You're being disrespectful blatantly on purpose.
Hmm.
Do you watch the Jeffersons? He calls the dude a honky all the time.
I know, but I'm giving you the
I'm just
tools
saying
of what
they
these
love George
people.
Jefferson. They love that TV show because it's a retribution for black people on a spinoff from Archie Bunker. Archie
No, I
Bunker ain't call
understand that.
nobody a
Now, if
nigga.
there was a black guy going around calling white people honkies and all types of turkeys and shit, and then he ends up shooting a white guy, what do you think is going to be a polar opposite of what's going on right now? But I understand what you're saying, that they put this out there for people to feel like this is freedom of speech, but it's really not. If you're gonna arrest people for calling people faggots or something, and then you got a white boy calling a black man, that is a hate crime, right?
Mm.
I'm just going to ask the question if
You're
I
not going to
can.
jail for calling someone a faggot. You're not going to
Has
jail for if you beat them up because
But you
they're
beat
gay.
them up after, or you
Yeah,
shoot them
that's
after, you're going to jail for a hate crime now. You called
All
them a
right,
faggot, you shot them.
hold on, guys. Sean.
no, because Bird was, I think he was kind of answering my question that I had. I was going to say, calling people a name and this, that, and the other, although, what is that what's considered a hate crime, or is it a hate crime once you actually physically assault someone?
the guy hit him first.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
The other guy hit Chud first. So he antagonized to get hit. That's the response he's looking for by doing that. So then feel um he can feel like he's done something to protect himself, but he antagonized the assault.
No, no,
Yeah, that's like
I
a
got
rule.
that. I got that.
Words
My
don't
my
justify you
the
hitting
the
somebody.
the
Words don't
the
justify you
question that I'm
beating.
asking, the question because I don't know the question that I'm asking because Gregory keeps saying hate crime, hate crime, hate crime, and here in Massachusetts is a hate crime. Can something be considered a hate crime because you call the individual a name, or is it the
No,
action of you physically assaulting someone that it goes down as a hate crime? Because I
if
don't
you're
know. I was just
if you're
asking.
assaulting someone and state or make reference that you assault, I beat him because he's black, yes, it's a hate crime. If you beat him because he assaulted you first, because he said he verbally attacked you, that doesn't give you grounds to hit somebody. And calling
Okay.
someone a nigger or a faggot is not grounds to arrest you.
All right. Yeah. See
Verbally,
that's what
I can say what I
that's what
want.
my question was
Right. Freedom of
because
speech, you can say what you want, but
right
there could be consequences. I got a guy calling police bitches and fuck you and
because
fuck
that's what
your
I was.
mother, and he at
Yeah.
one time went to jail.
I'm
Ain't been
saying with
locked
the
up yet.
violence attached to it.
Okay. And so that answers my question because like I said, when I was listening, I didn't know if you were saying that if you went up and called someone from the LBGQ community the F word, that you can be that could be
No, I'm
considered a
saying
hate crime.
if you told them the F word and everything that happened to the Joshua Fox dude happens, then you're going to jail for a hate crime after you called this man a faggot and shot him in the stomach.
Mm. Okay, let's bring Robert into this. Brimage, what's your views? Which of the following terms best describes the intent of Chud the Builder's racist content that he's streaming? Freedom of speech,
Sorry.
shock
Sorry.
value, or entertainment?
Well, I would say I'm going to just go ahead and say it's all three. I will say this though, um, the shock value factor would be towards the black culture. So he does what he do for shock value toward for them to respond. Um, the entertainment is solely just for his followers, the ones that's maybe the Caucasian people that love the stuff he does. For it to be freedom of speech in there, it definitely is because that's what makes him feel so comfortable. Because the belief of freedom of speech allow you to say any and everything you feel like saying at any time.
Hmm. Okay. Tanya, what's your perspective?
I'm gonna agree with Robert and add the fact that he thinks that it's freedom of speech because of what he's saying, but where it crosses the line is when you get into someone's personal space and coming at them aggressively where they feel as if they have to defend themselves. So you antagonizing them and you getting up in their faces and making them feel as if they're being threatened so that you can then cause them to react so that then you could assault them. So it's racist. It's gonna be all three, but all three on different levels.
Okay. Sean, can I actually do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and fact check that stand your ground law?
Unfortunately, I am driving and working at
Okay.
the same time.
All right, no worries, no worries.
Yeah.
Well, if someone else can take the liberty of doing so and then be able to give us that law verbatim, I appreciate that very much. Patsy, you had a chance to answer question number 2?
Yeah, I think I was one of the first ones.
Okay, so let me go ahead and answer this question. So, which of the following terms best describes Chud the Builder's intent for his racist content? Freedom of speech, shock value, or entertainment? I'm gonna start with entertainment. Yes, he is entertaining his preferred audience, and that is the racist white hate mongers that support and follow him. So he is entertaining them. Shock value. I think the only shocking part is this is that he hasn't been assaulted as of yet. But, well, scratch that, because he has now. But I feel like before this point, he was able to do that and get away with it because, again, like I told you guys at the ending of last week's recording, these individuals, they know who they can do these things to. And I agree with Gregory about the fact if you do it to certain I'll say groups of society, and we'll go to that LGBTQ plus community because you brought them up earlier. Yes, you are free to say certain things as long as it doesn't apply to certain individuals and groups.
I
Because,
have that stand your ground thing.
all right, hold on. So if you, because if you, I think if you verbally abuse members of that community, and as I said before, the Jewish community, there will be some legal consequences, repercussions. And I don't think that you have to touch them in order for that to take place. I just think that it's freedom of speech only applies to certain individuals. Certain individuals are free to speak their mind, and certain individuals is not. And you can only do that, like I said, when it comes to certain, let's say, certain groups. Tanya, hit us with that info.
I got you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Stand your ground law. It is the legal principle permitting use of force against aggressors without obligation. Wait a minute. Okay, without obligation. I'm losing my space. Hold on.
Take your time.
Yeah, I keep losing it. Let me come back. Come back, Dave.
All right. So let me just give you guys the condensed version of it, the miniskirt version of it. Basically, you have the right to do certain things, but it has to, in order to utilize that, it has to be you have to do it within the law. You can't.
Okay,
You got
I
it.
got it. I'm sorry.
All right.
Legal principle permitting use of force against the aggressors without obligation. Stand your ground law, sometimes called a line in the sand or no duty retreat law.
Mm,
They reasonably believe it to be necessary to defend against certain violent crimes.
wow. So it sounds like it's at the discretion of the.
Individual.
Mm-hmm. Mm. That's
I
a.
got another one for you. This definition for the can you verbally commit a hate crime? Yes, you can verbally commit a hate crime. But if the words have to cross the line in offensive speech in a specific criminal act like a threat or enticement or intimate violence, which happened. You get what I'm saying? So this should be considered a hate crime because of what he's out there doing. He's verbally calling people niggers, knowing it's gonna entice a fight, and he's carrying a weapon to hurt somebody. It's crazy. This is like premeditated. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Premeditated hate crimes.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have anything to add before we go to question number 3?
All right, I'm just gonna jump on board with Gregory. Then, like freedom of speech. Then, if you're actually saying that as a hate crime, that's crossing the line of freedom of speech. That is no longer freedom of speech, but being hateful and hate crime, and it's like I said before, like um calling a Spanish person spick. That's
Okay.
an insult and a hate crime. Sorry,
It's
but
an insult. It's not a
yeah.
crime.
Patsy, stay
But
right
it's
there.
still the same thing
Words
as
are not
me calling you
criminal.
a nigger.
Words are not criminal. That is not a
But
violation of law.
that
It's a
specifically, if
constitutional
I
right.
repeatedly call a bunch of black people niggers,
Words can
It's
be powerful.
harassment.
So it's like saying fire in a
You
crowded.
are going in the streets harassing
Exactly.
black people.
exactly, so that's a hate crime.
So everybody pause for a moment because I think this.
The
I want you
definition of
guys
hate
to
crime.
answer this question. We're gonna start with Patsy. Everybody else, mute your phone until I call on you. All right. Question number 3: Has freedom of speech become a legal justification that hate mongers now use to both intimidate and harass the minorities? Patsy, you agree or disagree with that?
Yes, it is. It definitely is because it's like you're on purpose going out there calling folks that are of color or Hispanic, all these things, and it's an excuse. Oh, I have freedom of speech. But there's a fine line of freedom of speech and hate crimes and insults and whatever else. I don't intend to insult somebody when I'm talking to you. Like, if it kind of comes out as like, but I wouldn't purposely say, I would not even like, inanimately like say that because that's not who I am. That thought process is not where I'm at. So if you have that on your heart and that on your mind, and you're a hateful person, you're gonna come out and say that no matter what you're feeling and whether or not you intended to say it at first and you just say it in the heat of the moment. So you already have that attitude.
Mm-hmm. Again, that's what's in your heart. Robert, same question.
Could you repeat the question, please? You
Yes,
guys
sir.
lost me. This is the third time I heard what's on your heart twice, and now you're saying what's in your heart. I want to say this. It's not them people you keep saying what's on their heart. That's where it's coming from. My belief is this. When you have something on your heart or coming from your heart, it tends to be good and genuine. That you said, David, it's in their heart. No, it's in their ass. They're full of shit.
Okay, but you do know some people have the tendency of having black
Yes,
hearts.
I do
sir.
know that too.
Right.
All right, let me hit you with question number three, Robert. Has freedom of speech become a legal justification that hate mongers now use to intimidate and harass the minority?
Nah, I don't think that they're using it to intimidate them. I think that they're more or less using it for to provoke them into getting in a predicament where they cannot find themselves out of it, like jail time, maybe life in prison, because they felt they had to take actions, settle with their own hands, or whatever they did to put themselves into the system. But I think that they're just trying to provoke.
Okay. Bert, what's your views?
My view is I don't see it as a tactic. I see it as it is the law. They have designed the Constitution of the United States of America for a purpose. You can say what you want. It doesn't give you a right to hit nobody, right? Your girlfriend can call you all kinds of bitches and bitch ass niggas and blah, 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 but it does not give you a right to smack your girlfriend in the mouth because she's saying a lot of derogatory shit to you. So even though this asshole and he's a bigot and he's a racist, right? That's what he is.
Yep.
And it's not in his heart. That's not what he is. That's who he is. So you can't change a person for who they are. You can't be mad at a person for who they are because they have a right to be who they want to be. We just don't agree with it. He's a racist, he's a bigot, but the Constitution is place. He can say whatever he wants, regardless if it's insulting, because that's what it is. Insults aren't crimes. Even if you're calling somebody out their name by their race, it's not a crime. It's an act of hatred and bigotry and racism, but there is no crime in freedom of speech. I don't care what you say. I'm listening to a man completely call cops, police officers bitches. Guess what? His words do not break the law where they do anything. Look this stupid clown up. Mankind Media. It's it's not a crime. He could say what he wants, and that's what even the police said. He doesn't get arrested for shit like that. You'll be appalled at what he's saying to these police. And I know if I was growing up, the police will beat your head in, but now he's using his phone to get a response, and then you file a lawsuit. And he's probably got a couple pending right now. So this man is a bigot and is a racist, but he does have a constitutional right to say what he wants. You have a constitutional right to believe in your religion. You have a constitutional right of assembly. You can have a gay parade. We have a whole month for gay people. So I'm
Yep.
just saying, you can say what you want, and people can protest about gays. The KKK are allowed to protest. The Black Panthers are allowed to protest. Anybody that wants to protest or assemble, that's their constitutional law. So it is not, they're exercising their constitutional rights.
Mm-hmm.
Ended.
Okay. Well said. Well said. Sean, what's your perspective?
Question again, please. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Question number three. Oh, go back up. Question number three. Has freedom of speech become a legal justification that hate mongers now use to antagonize, well, excuse me, to intimidate and harass the minority? One and the same.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, but it's across the board. I know the question is pertaining to, you know, hate mongers and this and the other, but everybody is using it. Bird said is said it perfectly. I know of the individual that he's speaking of, and that person is just,
Out of
like,
control, Tom.
yes,
Out
sir.
of
Just
control. And it's not a
everybody
crime.
and everybody that's everybody's go-to now. Freedom of speech, freedom of speech.
Kate has joined the meeting.
So people are trying to use it as a weapon, if you will.
But it's the law,
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
constitutional.
definitely it's definitely the law, but people are taking advantage of it. and they're
Yes, they're
trying
manipulating
to.
their needs. Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it's
No
being
one is
manipulated.
saying that whatever they say, that you can say whatever you want to say to someone because it's freedom of speech. The problem becomes when you are getting in people's faces and you're invading their personal space and yelling in their faces to make them feel as if you're being threatening. That's when freedom of speech becomes a thin line of becoming a crime.
Okay.
What's the
Tanya,
crime?
um, so Tanya, you're
Yes.
basically answering the
Go up
question.
to.
You have
So all
more
of
to
that stuff
add?
was there, right?
No, I'm saying when someone gets in your face, that's them invading
So
your
we're gonna take
personal
this down.
space. That's them coming at making you feel as if
It's
they coming at
harassment.
threatening. Yeah, threatening. So you have a right to defend yourself at that point. That's when
No,
that's
nope.
when yes you
Look up,
do.
look up self-defense. Then let's talk that. Then, if you're gonna say
It's
that,
coming up,
you
B.
can't just
It's
hit
one of the.
nobody.
Hold tight. It's
Try to
let
walk away
let
is what they'll ask first. Is what's
let
expected.
let her answer the question. This being asked right now because
I
what you
said
just
that it
said is
becomes
coming up.
if it becomes a line where you can cross over and it becomes a crime, is what I said. Someone getting in your personal face makes you feel violated and makes you feel as if they're going to do something to you. So therefore, you have a right to try to defend yourself.
Okay. Gregory, what's your views?
Let me get the question again in full, big dog.
Question number 3. Has freedom of speech become a legal justification that hate mongers now use to both intimidate and harass the minority?
Hell yeah. I feel like it's a fuck around and find out situation. Cause even if you never know what a guy's gonna do if this girl is talking all crazy to him. Everybody's not the same. So, and then if you're going around and you create a YouTube channel out of harassing a certain ethnicity, and you know why you shouldn't go around saying this word because of the history of the word. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what we made look cool. This has nothing to do with you. It has something to do with our community. So when you get to feeling cool and saying, hey, do I get a pass to say the N word is completely cuckoo, especially if you're a racist. You know, you're out here trying to antagonize people, harass people, and stir something up. That's why I said it was premeditated.
Okay,
A premeditated hate crime.
okay. Duchess, what's your perspective?
I'm sorry, do you mind repeating the question?
Yep. Has freedom of speech become a legal justification that hate mongers now use to both intimidate and harass the minority?
I don't think that they're just using it, they've been using it.
Mm.
Um, and you know, the way that this country is going, that they think or they feel that they have the right to say whatever and there's no consequences. For every action there is a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And you deserve the consequences of your actions. Period.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna answer this question because everybody else had a chance to answer, right? Robert, yeah. All right, everybody. So I'm gonna answer this question. So listen up, all my white viewers, because this is gonna help you grow. White privilege does not give you the right to intimidate or harass members of the Black village. I'm going to tell you why. Because for everyone that may turn the other cheek, there are several more that are going to step up to the plate and they are going to respond to every challenge that you issue. So you need to be very, very careful because what's that term about Words don't hurt. Words can get you hurt.
Words do hurt.
Yeah,
Words hurt.
well, according to
They
them,
hurt. They
you
hurt
have
more. Some people rather. I might rather get punched in the face because those wounds heal, but them verbal assaults can stick and hurt you for a long time emotionally. So when words do hurt, but they don't justify physical action.
Yeah, so let me stay right there. So that goes back to supports what I said to you earlier.
Words
Word,
hurt like a
word,
mother.
words do hurt, and depending on who you say them to, and you'll find out the consequences, how much they hurt those individuals, because they're gonna hurt your pockets. I'll tell you
And I'm
just
saying
like
this
that.
for Chud the Builder. If you feel like that, then why are you carrying around weapons
That
and
is the
trying to say
reason
these
why.
words to these people? Why
Yes,
don't
he
you walk
wants that.
around without your
Wants that
weapons and say
response.
these words to
Why
these
would
people?
he?
Because
Why
when they
would
No,
he?
fuck
that's
you
the
up,
response he wants to
when they
justify
fuck you
hurting
up, don't
people.
be trying to kill somebody now because you thought your words were cool to say.
He has the pistol emboldens him. That's why he would do it. So does the bear mace. He fears the repercussions. He knows that there are people out there that I
He
spoke of.
wants that.
This yeah, he thinks he wants
Wants
that.
he deliberately no, he wants to get beat up or hurt to justify him shooting or macing
But
people.
you
And
might
he can
you
defend himself because my words didn't justify you punching me in the face.
okay. So
By
what
law.
happens? So what
So
happens?
if he felt so good about the law, why is he walking around with protection?
Okay, let
He
me let
felt
me
Because
like it was
you
so
have that
cool to say
right
this
to. You
stuff.
have a constitutional right to bear arms.
you okay. So let me show you something else, right?
And if you're
This
licensed to
individual.
carry,
What's
so
gonna
be it.
happen? What's gonna happen when Chud and others they like to provoke people? They come across someone that's not for the talking. They don't got no words for you. All they got is bullets. You ain't gonna
Then
get to
that's
your gun
okay.
quick enough. Exactly.
So be
That's why
it.
you. That's why you should cease and insist. You shouldn't do it no more. You should stop. You
I
should
mean, it's not
stop.
a good thing. They
Should not
shouldn't be.
insist.
Period. Right. I agree. But this is the world we're living in right now, and people have legal rights to do stuff. Right. So that's just what it is. If it's legal, but it's not legal to put your hands on someone if they touch you first. I mean, if their words cut through your skin.
Mhm.
This guy wants this reaction. This guy walks with his gun, he walks with his mace to be able to defend himself if someone does hit him. But his words do not justify physical intervention. It's
Is
not law.
harassment a crime?
Yes,
It
it is.
yes, it could be. I mean, I know sexual harassment and all of that. I don't know if it's criminal. Maybe sexual assault is criminal if someone
Sexual
touches you
harassment,
inappropriately.
sexual harassment is a crime too because you can be brought up on charges for sexual
No,
harassment.
it is
Racial
Yeah,
also
harassment.
sexual harassment is not just physical but verbal. So therefore, a racist insult is an assault
Racial
verbally.
harassment. Let's just put it that way. It's a
Well,
I
crime.
mean, it's downright wrong. There's nobody on the panel that'll say different. But this is what America was built to allow people to live by, that Constitution.
yeah,
They
because
built all these laws that some things, again, freedom of press. I can go somewhere, if I got a press thing, I can record. I can go in the post office and record, and people can't do nothing about it. It's a public place.
you so
I mean, that might be policy, but it is not law. So I don't have to stop. You can call the police. The police ain't going to stop me. They're there to enforce law. They're not there to enforce policy. So it's just weird how America is set up. It is set up this way to protect people, and these particular anyone is just manipulating the protection. I mean, it wasn't written for you to call people gay or black or white. It wasn't written in that nature to say, yeah, you can say what you want and call these people. We've just evolved it and made it fit the needs of now.
um
But that Constitution wasn't written that way to allow people to call you racist slurs or homosexual slurs or whatever slur there is, it wasn't built that way to be manipulated. It's been manipulated, like you said, David, to meet the excuses to just be able to say what you want. I mean, yeah, I can curse my boss out and I'm not going to jail, but guess what? I'm fired,
That's right.
right? I don't have a job no more. So, I mean, again, you could say what you want. And like Kiana said, there's consequences, but you know, life is consequential. You speed, you get a ticket. You steal, you can go to jail. You rob, you go to jail. You can
Let-
do what you want, you can say what you want, but consequences happen.
All right, so I'm gonna say this, guys, right now. I'm about to take the kid gloves off. So if y'all got any children listening and stuff like that, have the children leave the room because I'm about to tell y'all something, and this is what it is, just straight out. Um, you can't you again, like I said to you guys, there are consequences for your actions. You try that mess with certain members of society, and you will see how much rights you have to do what. And to be honest with you, that Constitution was not written with us in mind. And when I say us, I am talking about members of the Black race. So it is no wonder to me why these racist individuals, and let's be clear about this, I've said this to you before, America and America's laws is deeply rooted in prejudice. They got prejudice against Black people, they got prejudice against women, they got prejudice against people's sexual preference, all of that. So it is deeply rooted, and it's no wonder, I repeat, because the founding fathers were rapists, thieves, murderers, con men, and that's who wrote your Constitution. And because they
And,
did not believe people,
and don't
oh,
forget gay, Dave. They were
I,
gay too.
I don't know
They were
about that.
doing gay shit too. They
I,
were.
I
They
don't know.
were. That's why
Yes, they were. They were buck big
they were
Okay,
definitely
breaking,
doing gay
raping
shit.
Buck
children,
breaking,
all right.
pedophile.
buck breaking.
Since you guys are history buffs and that's what y'all read, I don't know nothing about that. But since you bringing it up, maybe
They were
you
buck
can
breaking slaves.
give me some reference. You can prove your points. But does anybody have anything to add before I go on
Yeah,
to the
I
fourth question?
definitely have something to add to it. Now, the Constitution gives you the right to say whatever you want to say. Yes, but it's a way to be say what you want to say, and because you have a line, right? You Some people go to the borderline of crossing the line, and then there's some people that just totally cross the fucking line altogether, right? And those are the people that feel entitled. Like they don't they feel entitled because they feel that they ain't gonna get prosecuted or held accountable for their behavior. Most likely, those people got they done gave funding to people in higher places where all they have to do is make a phone call and that problem's gone. So
Timmy, that's a good segue into the next question. So stay right there. I'm going to go to Timmy and I'm going to go to Kiana. Everybody get ready. Um, Key, turn your mic on. Timmy, 2 minutes. Question number 4. Join the meeting. Should internet excuse me, hold on. Let me get this right for you. Should internet influencers that choose to promote outrage and provocative public conflict, should they be allowed to make money doing so? So basically, the ones that puts all this hateful content out there, should they be permitted to make money? Timmy.
uh ain't that's what the goddamn news doing? Ain't that what all the goddamn magazines was doing when the magazines was out? They wasn't printing a lot of goddamn true stories. They was printing stories to sell their magazines, just like the goddamn news is doing.
Freedom of
Printing
press.
story. Yes, that's what it is. So, you have freedom to write what you feel personally.
Okay.
That doesn't warrant it doesn't warrant any type of um suitcase or anything like that.
Well, that's not
Because
true. Defamation of character. They can
yeah,
take you to
yeah,
court.
yeah, yeah. If
Slander.
you
If you're
print
telling
something
lies,
that's not
that
true,
you're printing
if you
lies, you better be able to
yeah,
prove it,
yeah,
or you'll
if
get sued and they'll win.
So
yeah,
simply put, Timmy, do you think that these individuals should be permitted to make money streaming this provocative?
everything's clickbait on the internet today. Everything is clickbait.
Okay.
So the title might get you to click on, and they might be bullshitting you the whole time. Ain't gave you nothing about what that damn title said.
Okay. Stay right there. Key, same question. Should internet influencers that choose to promote outrage and provocative public conflict be permitted to make money when doing so?
Is that question to me?
Yes, Duchess.
Ask to repeat. Should people be able to make? I mean, I guess. I mean, you shouldn't be able to make harmful content, but as everyone says, this is America. You can do what you want, and no matter what, who cares about it? Who don't like it? But there's certain things you just can't do. You can't go around promoting pornography, child pornography,
And they do.
but technically that's against the
Those
law.
perverts,
It's against the
those
law to even
perverts are
want. It's
making money.
against the law to even
Supposed
watch
to
it.
get blocked. You
And they're
supposed to get
making money on it.
Guys, you're doing, let her finish. Go ahead.
Um, so I'm sorry. What exactly was the question that you were
So the
asking?
question is, you basically answered, should these people be allowed to make money streaming this racist content that provokes people?
You shouldn't, but I mean, this country is full of uh, degenerates, so you will and you can. There's people who are willing to watch it.
It's freedom of speech. That's all it is. It's
Well,
your
freedom of
opinion.
speech. I mean,
Your
you
freedom of
can't go
speech
on
is
public
your
TV and
opinion, right?
curse. So
Your freedom
there
of
isn't
speech is your opinion.
that
That's
is
all your freedom of speech is, your damn opinion.
technically there's not there are parameters of freedom of speech. And everybody wants to wave that there's freedom of speech, but again, there's parameters. You cannot go on national um broadcasting television and curse. That's why you get censored. So again, there is parameters to freedom of speech.
Okay.
That's why I said it's a line.
Okay.
It's a line. They have borderline crossing, and then you have people that just totally just don't give a shit about the line and cross it all together.
All right, let's bring Robert into this. Robert, same question.
All right, what was the question, Dave?
Question number 4. Should internet influencers that choose to promote outrage and provocative public conflict be permitted to make money doing so?
No. Well, let me just answer it this way. I don't think they should be able to make money off of someone else's unfortunate, whichever which way you would say. I'm trying to find a correct word. I don't think they should make money off of shaming people and antagonizing them, trying to embarrass them. trying to say hateful things or show acts of violence up there, or like some said, child pornography. No, I think they should lose their internet site. Take the channel down, remove them altogether, ban them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Patsy, what's your perspective?
No, they shouldn't be able to make money off of that because if you think about some of these TV shows and networks, when an actor, actress displays and talks about has like a racist attitude and verbalizes stuff like this, they will get removed from that show and network. It has been done. Roseanne Barr has been removed from her show Roseanne. The 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 last one when the kids were older and they started their show again.
Right.
So she can be removed off of a TV show because of exactly what we're talking about. Why should someone be able to make money doing such content of antagonizing racially other people that are of color and because they're of a different gender, and well, if they're gay or whatever, and you're not. So it's not okay. So they should not be able to make money if a famous person can be removed from TV shows or a network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bird,
Look
Those
what
are
happened to
communication.
Janet Jackson.
hey
Those are
guys,
communication laws.
go ahead,
That's
Bird.
why. Those are
Same question.
communication laws. I don't know what the name is, the FDA or whatever it is with TV and radio, right? But those are
FCC.
different laws.
But that should
But
be
hold
applied
on,
to these people also.
hold on, hold on. Let me get it out. I believe that they can earn money. There's so much other shit going on the internet that's probably as bad, if not 100 times worse. That's happening online, and people make money for doing it. That's where the evolution of society has gone to the internet. So you can be free. You can speak your mind. They don't have to agree, but there's people out here paying. They sell pussy on the internet. They sell children on the internet. They sell child porn over the internet, and people get paid. It's morally wrong, but it's the unfortunately it's the wave of
It's
our
the way of the
future.
world.
Is this social media now? So yes, everybody's making money on social media. Everybody's telling lies, selling shit. That's just what they're doing to make money. Content creators, they want followers. The more followers, these companies are paying you because you got 1 million hits or 1 million follows. You make money, and they'll say whatever and do whatever to make money. I think this guy's trying to get his pay up too. He's gonna get popular, and he's gonna make money from it. So a lot worse is happening on the internet than this. So wake up, America. The internet is the running things. Social media is the change of our society. More people cheat on their spouses because of social media now than they were without it.
Tanya,
Repeat the question, please.
question number 4. Should internet influencers that choose to promote outrage and provocative public conflict be permitted to make money doing so?
And we're talking about the ones that are purposely sowing hate, negativity, that kind of stuff, right?
That's right.
So I'm going to say no, they don't deserve to make any money. They are adding more chaos and more division into an already society that is lacking civility and depravity. they causing hurt on people, and they're just making it worse.
Mm-hmm.
So no, they shouldn't get paid for it.
Like the way you put
They
that.
they should be taken down.
Okay. Sean, what do you say, my brother?
That last part again, should they be able to make
Yeah, should
profit off of selling hatred?
basically.
Um, I don't think they should, but I'm going to say that this is America,
Mm-hmm.
so it's supposed to be the land of opportunities
Milk and
and
honey.
free. But there you go. So however you can make that dollar, make it.
Mm-hmm. Morality don't have nothing to do with what they're trying to do. I'm telling you that right now.
That's the problem.
Mr.
That
Lacy.
been that been thrown out since the goddamn 40s, or since the slaves been
Oh,
Right.
free. That
It's just a
been
sand
thrown out.
down.
hold on.
So just because it's like that,
Uh, uh,
did
uh,
you movie?
Gregory, same question.
Um, I agree with almost everybody on the panel because of parental advisories and disclaimers. You can actually say what you want, but I'm gonna bring you back to a time when even if you posted something on the internet, they could have blocked your page or got you removed from the whole goddamn website because of the guidelines. People weren't respecting the guidelines, right? In 2019, 2020, when that whole COVID shit was going on, and you had doctors coming out saying, hey, don't go get the jab, and this, that, and the third. And these doctors was losing their jobs or losing their pages, or regular people, like I said, were losing their pages. Or you got people like Kanye West who lost almost everything because he mentioned something about the Jewish community. He didn't even say nothing wrong. He said black people are the real Jews, and then it went it went crazy. Like he was anti-Semitic and he lost a whole bunch of deals. They punished him. You get what I'm saying? If they
It's
didn't
what I
punish him behind
But it
bars, they
wasn't a
definitely
crime.
punished
It wasn't a crime. They couldn't do
and
nothing but
and
people take
according
away
to
endorsement.
it may
There's
have
people
not.
losing
moral
their
clauses that
jobs
are in
are
contract.
that's a punishment.
There's moral clause. There's moral clauses in contracts that people have too. You know what I mean? You got to behave a certain way in the community, or you can't
So
say certain stuff.
I'm saying when it comes to that type of context, if it's that serious in these departments where you can't criticize a doctor or you can't criticize a Jewish person or LGBTQ person because you might have to face the consequence. What is the difference when you got some dude that is intentionally being hateful towards the black community?
Mm,
There's no difference in the procedure of what he's doing. The nature of what he's doing is the same as somebody telling you back in 2020 that the doctor was wrong. You get what I'm saying?
mm.
And now you're losing your job because you don't agree what's going on.
All right. Let's
America.
pause y'all for a moment. Pay these bills real quick. Tonight's episode is sponsored by EmporiumPlus.org. Remember, people, EmporiumPlus.org is an online store. If you can't find what you are looking for in this store, then you are not shopping in the right store. Robert, please tell all the viewers at home what they may find upon logging into EmporiumPlus.org.
Well, summer is rapidly approaching us. Maybe we should go over to emporiumplus.org, get you some colors, maybe yellow, some orange, green, violet, something, some summer colors, and you can find those colors in the following brands. And we forever use serum, still a man, Adopt a Parish Ladies First, SOS Support Our Sisters, and some merch in Emporium Plus. For our viewers, YouTube viewers, our subscribers, we appreciate you. smash a like, spam a comment, drop an emoji in the box. And for those haven't yet subscribed, tell a friend. Subscribe yourself.
Bird has Thank left you. The meeting. All right, and Robert's being modest because he chose not to, or he just failed to tell you about all the different type of gear that you can purchase, such as summertime gear. That's what I'm referring to. We have swimsuits for both men and women, and even the kids. We also have short sets, tank tops, t-shirts, baseball caps, fisherman hats, sandals, sneakers, you name it, we got it for the summer fun in the sun. We also got beach towels too. For those of you that like to lie out on the beach, we got those towels for you as well. So go ahead and check it out. And go ahead and buy a whole bunch of products. And let me spotlight a shirt. This is for my Black people, Black America. We do it for the culture. Make sure y'all go in there and purchase that shirt, because for some reason I feel like the Black race needs to be edified and reminded of who they are and what they come from and what they should represent. Okay. Let me give you guys a little fun fact. While the hate monger is still sitting in jail, he has been demonetized. That's right. He can no longer make money. The judge said that he can't stream anymore. He can't put nothing up while he's in jail. And he's also been removed from platforms. So while he's sitting in jail, he's not making no money. And let's talk about money. So, told you guys earlier, some good Samaritan or fellow hate monger decided they was going to assist him in paying his bond. Okay, judge said no. So they tried a GoFundMe. Can't do that on the GoFundMe page, so they went to some other type of platform, think it is Send Something Go, something like that. But these individuals, they raised $300,000. Woo! Tell you, the hoodsmen come out for their own. So these hate mongers decided that they was going to help him raise the money, because he had to pay 10% of his bond, $1 million. That means he had to come up with $100,000. They raised $300,000. Oh, looks like there's light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no. Judge Goodman said, or should we call him right now, the Honorable Judge Goodman said, oh no, you will not use those funds either. So, not looking good for young Dalton. All right, let's get to question number 5.
It looks like they did to him what they did to Gotti and them, where they took away their money, so they never gave them back their money. They freezed their money and took their money so they wouldn't help Supreme. And it seems like that's what they did to this dude. They took all the funding money from him so he couldn't get no help, make no money off or get out of jail, period.
All right. So, Timmy, you want to answer this question first?
Yep, go ahead.
Question number 5. Should streaming platform owners be liable for any inflammatory content that is posted on said platforms? So simply put, should the owners of these platforms be held liable for the people that they allow to post and make money on their platforms?
They since social media platforms are reporting the news, they are held to the same standards that a news reporter or a journalist would be uh, hold accountable for. So that's what it should be, and I believe that's what it is. It's the same thing as if they was a news reporter or a journalist because they are reporting news. They are journalists, so yeah.
All right, say less. Patsy, same question. Should these streaming platform owners be liable for any inflammatory content that is posted on their platforms?
Um, I think to a certain point they can be liable. And I guess there's a disclaimer at the beginning, like we do. Like the views are their views only.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have to say that. But if you don't say that, you can be liable. But even at that, it's like to a certain point that can go only so far with um the continuing bad behavior, language, and attitude, and um they could monitor and iterate that, we're not going to go that far or that deep into um racist wordings and attitude. You got to curb it down a little bit, tone it down.
Okay.
And if they can't tone it down, they have to stop the show and um get that off the stop streaming that live, or how if they're doing a recording like we're doing now, you stop it and shut it down.
Okay. Duchess, what do you say? Should streaming platform owners be held liable for any inflammatory content that is posted on said platforms?
I don't want to say I'm conflicted. I don't think that they should, but I have a caveat on that. Like if your company has been told that this is a problem and you don't do anything, yes, then I think you should be liable. But like that basically is policing everything all the time. And there's I don't know how many millions of people on each platform or whatever. I don't think that you could do that. But if you, as they have AI, if you have an algorithm that is like, I don't know, I've been told on Instagram, like you could basically call black people the N-word, but if you say rape, your page could get taken down. If you say certain words, then or like anything about Israel, then it's taken down. So I mean, it's like, okay, wait a minute, why is one more an issue than the other? But again, if your company has been made aware of an issue and you choose to do nothing about it, then you are liable for
Right.
said issues and crimes or whatever.
Okay. Rimage, same question. Turn your mic on.
Sorry, ask that question again.
Should streaming platform owners be held liable for any inflammatory content posted on said platforms?
Yes, should be a red flag. The owner should have moderators. I guess they should be looking out for stuff like that. If they do, they warn them, tell them to clean it up, take the video down. I guess if they don't, they ban them. You be banned for probably, how long let's just use names: YouTube, Facebook, IG, who knows what else, and then some. They will remove you from their platform, for a while. So you're on a suspension period. And then there's guidelines when you return. They probably tell you let it happen again, you're not going to be able to come back at all. But yes, they should be liable for any content that they put up there that is um like misleading in the worst way, saying that it's okay to rape babies, kill people, abuse women, sell drugs out in the open on the online social media, show acts of violence. Actually, they be showing people getting shot in the head and all type of stuff on some platforms. I think that they should be banned and they shouldn't be able to make $1 off of it.
Okay. G Money, what you say? Should these streaming platform owners be liable for any inflammatory content posted on said platforms?
No, because it's an open forum and individualism, they shouldn't be held accountable for one individual, and the one monkey don't stop the show. So you can't just take this one person and say, we're gonna hold the whole goddamn panel or the person that's in charge accountable for what this person did when the person made their own decision. And there was something more I wanted to say, but I think I forgot. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Okay, if you remember, just wait until a break in the conversation and then you can let us know. Tanya, what do you say? Should streaming platform owners be liable for any inflammatory content posted on said platforms?
Um, you said platform owners.
That's right.
I'm going to say I'm going to say I'm going to agree with Kiana with a caveat because if, like she said, if you've been made aware of it and you've done nothing about it and it happens again, then you should be held liable. If I'm not mistaken, I think Facebook, which is Meta now, right?
Yeah.
And Twitter, I think, were held liable for a case where what the bullying incident, allowing bullying to take place on their platforms because they control the algorithms. And so if you control the algorithms and you're still allowing this type of stuff on your platform, then I think you should be held liable for what you allow to happen because you got rid of all your people and now you got AI screening what's good and what's not. And plus, it's the type of people who programming the AI.
She has left the meeting.
That dictates what you allowing on there and what you not. Like Kiana said, some things you get kicked off for that's that is minor, and the more egregious things stay on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was gonna say. The community guidelines they need to pay attention to because what are you allowing on your platform? Because, like she said, they're censoring people that are saying the word rape or all these other things that they're deeming more important than this situation. But like I said earlier, it's almost similar when you're talking about hate. This is hatred. So you should have people monitoring this and saying, hey, you can't cross this line in our community guideline. But
Mm-hmm.
because of they have these people that have explicit content labels or parental advisory labels or graphic content labels, stuff like that. It's individualism, and people, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it, but as the person in charge, you should be going through, well, I'm not gonna allow this. Like GoFundMe's not allowing them to raise this money because of the backlash that they got, because this was really racial when they were allowing certain people to raise money in these departments after this lady called the young boy the N-word or something. You get what I'm saying? So, or called him a monkey or something. Excuse me, he didn't call him. Oh yeah, both.
It was it,
Exactly.
it was the N-word. Sean, what's your perspective?
I don't think so, because if that was the case, they would be sanctioned and scrutinized for any and everything that they allow on their platform. It goes along the lines of how you always give the disclaimer, like the views of the panels is not the views of Stillaman. The views of Stillaman is not the views of the panel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stay with us, Sean. Go
Oh,
ahead, Chief.
I just wanted
At one point, that's what the news reporter would say on the actual news. That's what they used to say back in the day.
Tanya.
I was just going to say that they used to they had laws and stuff where Sean said something about sanction. That's why Twitter and and Meta backed Trump, because Trump was vying for them to deregulate a lot of the stuff that was put in place to monitor those types of things. So a lot of deregulation happened on the internet, and that's why all you get more and more, the algorithms is pushing more and more hateful and racist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because them
Because
doctors
they
lost
making
their
money off of it.
jobs
Hey
when
They
they
guys.
making
told people
money.
not to take the jab and stuff.
That
They was
is the no, Gregory, not excuse me for cutting you off. When they get uh hate mongering, what makes more money than hate mongering? And then the other response ain't making as much, but they'll promote that as well, but not as much as that hate mongering that's getting more fucking likes. That's all it is. It's all about money.
All right,
Period.
let me go on to question number 6.
Yeah.
Did anybody else have anything to add briefly?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's go to question number 6. All right. Now, you guys all heard about the videos and stuff, who was posting and stuff. And one of the things that came up during this bond hearing, they was reading the post and stuff, and I did Chud the Builder had posted it on his streaming page, and it the videos and stuff. Now, before Chud decided that he was going to execute said threats, said the next N-word that approaches him, he is going to blow their brains out because he spared others and he's not going to do so again. I'm paraphrasing. Now, I got to ask you guys this question. Based upon that information, Sean, was this shooting premeditated or self-defense?
Huh. I'm not a lawyer, but as a layman, I would say it would be premeditated, only for the simple fact that he said that this is what he would do.
Mhm.
And not long after he said it, this is what happened.
Mhm. All right.
Mm.
Nicely
Yeah.
said. Everybody else follows suit. Timmy, same question.
I think that this guy is a coward
Yes,
because
sir, Uncle T. I've been saying that over here.
because here's the thing. You people that talk tough on the internet, you are never gonna come into the hood or approach anybody that you know that's going to, because you pick and choose who you going to do these things to. This probably was no a dude that was helpless. He ain't even wasn't even street smart. I
Pause.
guarantee you, if he
Pause.
ran into somebody that was really from the street, he wouldn't have
Hold
never
on. He
gotten
was a
away.
disabled veteran.
You
Yeah,
guys.
he took advantage. He took advantage. But if he ran into somebody that was really from the fucking street, niggas from gangs or anything, he wouldn't have even made it out of there.
Okay, so again, real quick, was the shooting premeditated or was it an act of self-defense?
It's premeditated for sure.
Gregory, same question.
Definitely premeditated. And Chud, you are a coward. You're a coward. You walk around antagonizing people, trying to pick a fight, and you got weapons on you. Why don't you walk up like a real man and try to fight somebody if you feel that bad about their skin color?
Mm. Brimage, what's your perspective?
Well, I said earlier, when I answered three ways, I say it's premeditated because it's for the shock value, the entertainment, and he's just so complacent with freedom of speech.
Mm. Duchess, what's your perspective? Was this shooting premeditated or self-defense? Turn your mic on, Duchess.
It's definitely premeditated. There's no self-defense. I'm gonna say this caveat. Now he was quote unquote going into the courthouse. You can't bring a gun into the courthouse. So why did he
Yes,
even have
yes.
on him?
Mhm.
So I seen some people comment about he was walking around, so he felt uncomfortable. If you were so uncomfortable, you should have stayed your ass in your car. Um, but you big, bad, and bold. So where's that big, bad boldness? Big,
Tell you
bad
that.
bitch is what he was. So um, it's ridiculous. It was premeditated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, Kiana, you touched this and don't know one else doesn't require a rebuttal or a response. But when you go to the courthouse, there are signs all up in the court, outside the court that says no fire alarms are excuse me, no firearms are permitted. Translation, no weaponry, no guns.
You did. They
Timmy,
got the
I just
majority of the damn the courts got
Timmy,
goddamn fucking metal detectors.
I
The
just
majority of the courts across the United States got metal detectors. Yes.
Patsy, same question.
The
You got
Patsy
two. Patsy's gone. Tanya, same question.
premeditated.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, and Kiana, did I cut you off abruptly? Duchess?
No, I was basically done. I just think that it was premeditated again. If he was going into the courthouse, he should not, he should have known, but he should not have had a weapon on him. It should have been, I don't even think you should leave a fucking weapon in your car, but he shouldn't
Yeah,
have it on him. So therefore I feel like it was premeditated. I don't, and again, I only caught up with a little bit of this case or whatever. They said he might have went back into his car after the altercation, which is definitely premeditated. He had an opportunity to remove himself, quote unquote, stand down or whatever. So he was premeditated. That's it.
Yeah, and if he had said weapon in the courts, this is a whole nother issue, because then it presents the question, different strokes for different folks. Okay. All right. Question number 7. All right, guys, I need you to answer the question that's being asked.
30 seconds.
That'll be good. Just all right. Question number 7. Question number 7. Is Chud the Builder guilty of stoking the flames of racial tension, and did said behavior influence the judge's ruling of the $1 million bond? Duchess.
I'm sorry, my mind didn't wrap around that question. Go ahead.
So, is Chud the Builder guilty of stoking the flames of racial tension, and did said behavior influence the judge's ruling of a $1 million bond?
I mean, he knows that he's a menace to society, so he's not going to allow him to be a menace without paying a penalty. So again, there's consequences for your actions.
Mm-hmm. Timmy, same question.
Entitlement thought that he was entitled to get over on some crazy nonsense that he thought in his head that uh that he was gonna get off because of whatever technicality he thought it was gonna be.
Okay. Robert, same question.
I agree with Sister Keys.
Okay. Gregory, same question.
Yeah, I agree with them. He's a dummy. He forgot that the honorable KKK, his leaders, his daddies, they put hoods on for a reason. His dumb ass out there walking with his face out.
Mm-hmm. Tanya, same question.
I'm going to say yes to the first part of the question and yes to the second part of the question. Not just that, but that he had prior prior assaults on prior cases where he was being a menace, like Kiana said.
Leaving a paper trail.
Basically, breadcrumbs, idiot.
Oh,
Sean.
and one other thing, they don't wear hoods no more. They wear suits, like I said before.
What you say, good brother?
Question, please.
Is Chud the Builder guilty of stoking the flames of racial tension, and did said behavior influence the judge's ruling of a $1 million bond?
Yes, sir. Yes, and yes.
Mm-hmm. So, young Dalton, the Honorable Judge Goodman has decided to make an example out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're sitting in there simmering, marinating in your racist juices, you better hope you don't come across anybody that subscribes to, what's his name, Gregory? The big booty daddy or the booty bandit, whatever his name is. The guy that says,
I don't know that man's name.
I want you, I like you, and I'm gonna have you. You better hope that nobody like that visits you or shares yourself because you're gonna have other issues behind. Oh,
Or the guy that took out Dharma.
and allegedly, because I don't know for certain, but there is a rumor that young Dalton likes to be pegged. Now that's a whole nother show.
Oh
Jesus.
man.
Yes. One of the women of the black race came out there and used her right to freedom of speech and told a story that we've yet to hear any denial.
And matter at wasn't she black?
He's what?
Wasn't she black?
That's what I said. Member of our race.
Now we know why he's really mad.
Yep. That's a bad man. All right, let's get to the last question. Timmy, you're up first. 60 seconds or less. All right, let's get it. Whew. This is a good one, too, guys. Last question. Timmy, is Chud the Builder's meteoric rise and fall more likely to compel or deter fellow influencers, young influencers, from following his footsteps? So is his meteoric rise and fall going to compel or deter young internet influencers from following in his footsteps?
It's going to ignite because there'll be another dumbass like him and thinking he's privileged and he gonna get away. Uh, to all the youngins out there today, you can't get away with nothing. Even if you think you got away with something, you cannot get away with it because it's always going to come back. So be cautious and use your head and stay in school, goddammit.
Okay. Thank you for your participation and your insight. G. Lacey, same question.
Chud. Chad, let Chud be a lesson to you. And go back and look at his name. Because Uncle D did say it was more people out there trying to follow these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Chud, you're going down. And Chad, remember that Chud's name means to be an unpleasant, unintelligent, and antisocial person. Don't follow in his footsteps.
Well said, well said. Thank you for your insight and your participation. Tanya, what do you say? Is Chud the Builder's meteoric rise and fall more likely to compel or deter young influencers from following in his footsteps?
Compel, because it's not just coming from him, it's coming from the top. And hate is on the rise, and what people need to understand that love conquers all.
Mm. Mm.
Love is the strongest. Love is better than hate. You won't get nowhere with hate, but unhappiness and misery.
Okay. Uh, Sean, what do you say? Gotta turn your mic on.
You call me?
Yeah.
Oh, uh, I like what Tanya said, but I also would say that he's just one of a million that is out there, whether he influences or not. He's not going to be the last we hear of like this.
Mm. Okay. All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which of the following shall end the show? Robbie, you ready?
I'm here.
All right, Brimage. Same question. Is Chud the Builder's meteoric rise and fall more likely to compel or deter young internet influencers from following in his footsteps?
I mean, he has his followers, so they're going to continue to do what suits their thirst. For the smart ones, let this be a lesson, even if it wasn't in disguise. Let it be a lesson, because in life, a lot of people lean, or should I say, tend to choose easy, lazy, and negative work before they choose smart, hard, and loving work. So that means it is so easy to hate a person. It's hard to love them. So this negative stuff he's putting out there, he's not getting the true love he's looking for. All he's getting is the shock value, the entertainment factor, and thinking he's getting over on US, the United States of America's freedom of speech. And he's using it to his advantage. And if we keep talking about him or his followers keep following him, he only is going to grow and grow.
Hmm? All right, Duchess, let's get your perspective. Is the meteoric rise and fall of Chud the Builder more likely to compel or deter young internet influencers from following in his footsteps?
I mean, if they're smart, they'll see it as how not to do. But there's a lot of people who what is it? One up men's. Oh, he was stupid. He didn't do it this way. I'm gonna do it this way. So I believe it's like whack-a-mole. When you take one down, there's three in its place or whatever. I would hope that you don't want to lose your livelihood, or like basically he has no job, he's in jail, he's facing charges, and right now he has no perspectives of anything. So is that what you want to follow? Is that what you would like to do with your life? I mean, really, I mean, I know your brain is not fully developed, but let's use some, I don't know, deductive reasoning that that's not who you should follow. Maybe you should follow someone else.
He got a prospect. Prospect is jail.
Well
That's our
said.
only prospect.
Well said. Well, all right, guys. There is power in the tongue, or the tongue can be a powerful tool, and words also are very powerful. So, guys, choose your words carefully, because you can make somebody feel good or you can make somebody feel bad. And in this situation, I think, well, again, a sane individual would exercise some retrospect and or some self-reflection at this point, and he would be thinking about the things that he's done, and hopefully he will be shown the error of his ways and he'll choose to follow a different path. So again, treat people
Welcome to the
like
Still
you
a
want to be
Man
treated.
platform, where real
This has been the
conversations
Still
leads
a
to real
Man
growth.
podcast
Every
show, and I
Monday,
will see
step
you
into Man
guys
in the Mirror,
next
a
week. God
platform where
bless you
people
all.
come to share their journey, their past, their present, and the future. Real stories, real reflections, and real transformation. On Tuesdays, tap into the heart of the conversation with Still a Man podcast. Honest talk, raw truth, and the kind of realness most people are afraid to dig into. And every Wednesday, ease into the middle of your week with Wind Down Wednesday, your space to reset, release, and recharge. 3 shows, 3 experiences, 1 platform built on truth, growth, and connection. Support the movement, subscribe, share, and stay tuned. Mondays, Man in the Mirror. Tuesdays, Still a Man podcast. Wednesdays, Wind Down Wednesday. This is the Still a Man platform. Real talk, real life, real people.